I follow Dave Ramsey for several years. I've been to his studio, I've met him twice, and today we're talking about why I don't follow him anymore. Number one is a credit score. Dave Ramsey believes that you should have a credit score of 0 because you can just cash flow everything and you can do manual underwriting for a house and all of that. Now, if you're a millionaire and you can afford to pay cash for every single thing in your life, then I can understand that. But the average American is not like that. We were not like that. We had to get a mortgage. And so our credit score cost us interest on our mortgage, and we had to have a higher interest rate because of our credit. When we bought a house last year, my credit was right around 739, 740, right on that brink of that next credit bracket. So that ended up costing us a lot of money because when we paid off all my debt, I had 0 debt whatsoever. I didn't have credit cards. I didn't have car loan. I didn't have anything at all. So my credit was just dropping really fast. And then when we decided to start building it up, it was already a little late, and that cost us money in our mortgage rates. So having a credit score is really important, contrary to Dave Ramsey's beliefs. And I think that it's important to have a good balance of, not taking on things just to build your credit. And so many people will be like, well, I want this because of the credit and this and that. I'm not that liberal with it, but I really do think that credit is important. Having a good credit score is important. If you do want to increase your credit score, I do have a video that I'll have linked down below in the description on how to increase your credit score. Number 2 is a $1,000 emergency fund. I really don't believe in this. I think that you should have at least a minimum of 1 month's worth of expenses. Let's be honest. Today, the times, everything that's happened in the world this year in 2020, it has shown that everything can just fall apart in a blink of an eye. We had a $20,000 pay cut and it was real. You guys saw the videos of how we dealt with our $20,000 pay cut because of the pandemic and everything that's happened. So I think a minimum of a 1 month's worth of expenses. And let's be honest, what emergency is less than $1,000? Most emergencies are going to be more than $1,000, or you could just cash flow it. So having that emergency fund at least 1 month's worth of expense and then building it up from there, that's going to be ideal. And that's what I always encourage people to do. Number 3 is investing while paying off debt. Now, this one, guys, especially your 401k match, this one is big for me. I really believe that you should not stop your 401k match. You should always be maxing that out. Minimum. Guys, that's free money. That is money on the table from your employer and a perk, a benefit of working for that company. So the very minimum is do your employer match for your 401k. With your 401k, I would really recommend checking out Bloom. They're down below in the description box. I have a full video where I went over my personal 401k, and they'll help you to evaluate if you're going to be hitting your goals, if you're paying too much in fees, if you're too high in stocks or bonds or whatever it is. They have a free analyzer. So check that out down below in the description. They're awesome, and it's a free analyzer on your 401k. So check out Bloom, and it's amazing. But having your 401k match, that's huge. And also, he doesn't recommend investing until you have 3 to 6 months of emergency fund. Guys, that is a long time. If you're waiting and stopping your 401k match, stopping your investments, stopping all of that until you've paid off all of your debt, you have your big 3 to 6 month emergency fund. That could be 3, 5, 10 years, some people. That's a lot of money that you're leaving on the table for your investments. I really don't think that that's going to be the best option for most people. Now, some things to consider. I really think that you need to look at your financial state. Are you able to pay your bills? Are you able to keep your head above water? If you're not able to keep your head above water, absolutely stop your investments, and I want you to get ahead on your bills, get comfortable, pay all your minimums, all of that. Then there's some other things to consider. What's the interest rate on your loans? What is it? Is it, above 7%? Is it really low interest rates? Different things like that. There's a lot to consider when you're going to be paying off debt or investing or, a mix of both. You can do both. You can have more than one financial goal at the same time. I have a video on should you invest or pay off debt and some questions to ask yourself to how to evaluate the situation. I'll have that link down below for you guys in the description box as well. Go check out the description. There's so many resources and everything down below in the description. But it's a big decision on investing versus paying off debt. But I really don't believe waiting until you have 6-month emergency fund to start investing. No. The compound interest that you're missing through those years, that's huge, guys. If you're finding value in this video, I'd love for you to hit the like button. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Also, join the Freedom in a Budget family. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you get notified every time I upload. Number 4 is only investing in growth mutual funds. Now, a couple things with this. First, there's not a lot of diversification in this. What if one of those big companies goes under, whatever? You know, we're seeing big growth in a lot of these companies, which is great now, but what happens if something happens to Tesla? What happens if something happens to Amazon? All of these, it's scary when you're looking at these big growth companies. I like diversification. I like, you know, having some eggs in multiple baskets at once. So that's huge with diversification. Also, costs. These growth mutual funds are expensive. The fees are very high. When you're looking at it, 1%, it may not seem like a lot. It may not seem like a lot now, but as your portfolio grows, that's going to add up big over time. I personally recommend low-cost index funds. You can get easy low-cost index with Vanguard, those types of places. So it's really not hard to get started investing and just do a simple index fund. That way you're very diversified, they're low cost, they're easy, and it just makes more sense. Along with that, Dave always talks about having a 12% return. That most mutual funds, most investments are going to be 12% return. That's simply not the case. I like to have a good, healthy 7%. 7% is the where I like to project our investments, and if it's higher, then that's great. If it's lower, then it's okay. It's going to balance out. But 7% over the long run is a lot more realistic than 12% returns. Even if we're in a bull market, it may be really high returns, but over the long run, when you're looking at 30, 40 years, it's going to be more an average of 7% than 12%. So I don't know where he gets the 12% from, but honestly, guys, 7%, 67% is a lot more realistic. Number 5 is we use credit cards. Yep, I said it. We use credit cards. The way that I think of credit cards is like alcohol. So stay with me. With alcohol, some people can have a drink of alcohol and it'd be perfectly fine. They go, they shop, they drink, then they sober up and they're fine. That's like credit cards. You go, you swipe your credit card, you pay for things, you pay them off, you earn the points, you earn the miles, whatever it may be, and it's fine. Other people can have one drink of alcohol and then that one drink leads to 10, leads to them puking, leads to potential DUI. It gets ugly, it gets bad, it gets dangerous. Same thing with credit cards. One swipe, 2 swipes. Next thing you know, you're just charging. You get a credit card, you're building your credit, and then next thing you know, you've racked up, you've maxed out your cards, and you're in deep debt, you're in deep trouble, you're paying 20-something% interest on them, and it's ugly. So you have to know how you handle them. You have to know what's best for you. So if you are a no credit card family, that's fine. If you use credit cards to earn rewards, earn cash back, earn points, that's fine. Pay them off every single month. Never hold a credit card balance. No matter what side you're on, whatever side of credit cards or not credit cards, whatever it is, do not pay interest on your credit cards. Pay them off every single month, like without saying. That is number 1. You should never hold balance. You never want to be paying 20-something% interest on something. That is bonkers to me. So if you use credit cards, pay them off. We use credit cards. It is what it is. If you want to get 2 free stocks, sign up for Webull. There'll be a link down below in the description box. And when you deposit $100 into your account, you get 2 free stocks. One of them can be valued up to $1,400. So go check them out. If you want to keep this conversation going and learning about how we have built up to earn 7 different income streams in passive income, how we're able to diversify our income, check out this video here. And if you want to know Dave Ramsey versus the FIRE movement, check out this video here. No.